Good evening and welcome to Wednesday Night Live. For those joining in that haven't been here before, I'm Leanne Winston Psychic Medium. Say hi in the comments. Let me know that you're here. I can see there's already some comments coming in, and just let me realign my camera so I feel like I'm looking at you while looking at the comments. So please do hit the follow button if you haven't done so on my Facebook page, Leanne Winston Psychic Medium. So lots and lots of beautiful energies coming in. So let's say hi before we get into the readings. Hey, Mum. How you going? Hey, Julie. How are you, honey? I hope you're doing well. Hey, Kim. I hope you and your family are doing well, honey. Much love to you guys. Carrie Ann. Hey, honey. How are you? I'm doing well, thank you. Sava, sorry, I know I've said that wrong. I am hopeless with pronunciations. See, I can't even get that word right tonight. How you going, hun? And Juanita is here. Hey, gorgeous. How you going? Hey, Rachel. How are you, honey? I hope you're doing well. And we have Deborah. Hey, honey. And Sharon, hey honey, how you going? Finding myself looking at all of your profile pictures. Hey Penny, how you going, hum? And we have the lovely Diana. Hey honey, how you going? Ashley's here as whoops, that just moved on me. Ashley, good evening, honey. Good morning. I know you're on the other side of the world, so good morning to you, hun. Hey Rebecca, how you going, hon? I'm doing well, thank you. And I'm dreamt about you again. Honey, I hope they are lovely dreams. Maybe you could elaborate in the comments a little bit about what it is that's coming up in the dreams, and we can certainly look at why you're dreaming about me or what it is. Dreams don't always mean exactly what we know them to be, sort of things. So quite often people will come to me and they say, I've dreamt of something coming to an end, or something's dying, or something along those lines. Usually death is related to new beginnings, the end of something and a new beginning in that way, not in the physical form in that sense. Pregnancy is the same as new life, new beginnings, in that way as well. So there's so many different ways that dreams can be interpreted. And I quite often say to people, when you're having a dream or you're not sure of the meaning, Google the spiritual meaning of a dream and put in there what it is, the information with that. Market stalls with clothes. Okay, that's interesting. I am hosting a fair on the 5th of August. I don't recall that I've got any stall holders this time with clothing. I have in the past, though. So interesting, honey. So we've also, on that note, I might as well go on with a bit more information on that. So I am running SA Psychic and Wellness fairs at Piccadilly on the 5th of August. So that's Saturday the 5th, which is not this weekend, the weekend after, between 10 and 4. And then we're hosting one again on the 4th of November, which is also a Saturday, up here in the hills at the Okendoric House, at the Wallace Cinemas, the garden area, and part of the building inside. So do come along and say hello. So Juanita, if you're in the area, come and say hi, honey. It'd be lovely to meet you. And please, if you do see me, come and say hello. I promise I don't bite. I was going to say it'd be Mum telling me I'm talking all the time, but I will be there hosting the event. I'm not sure that I will be doing readings, I think I've already got like 10 or 11 readers, as well as other stalls there. So I'll just be there helping Mum and Dad, selling my crystals and different stuff, and Dad's woodwork, and just keeping an eye on the event. Hey Deb, how you going? I will come back to messages in a minute. And Penny's here. Hey Penny, I think I said hi anyway. Your picture, your guitar caught my attention, so I'm not sure what it is to run the guitar for you. Ashley says, oh my God, my sister that passed used to dream of me pregnant, and by 2 months after her dream, I was pregnant. Perfect. So that, honey, is what I call a psychic premonition. So they've seen what is coming. So a psychic is somebody, for those that don't know, because there is a lot of confusion when people go, I'm going to see a psychic. There's so many different levels of it. So a psychic is somebody that can give you um, evidence of the past, the present, and the future, the guidance. So see stuff before it's coming. So the past and the present is more about connecting with the energy that's there at that time. And then, like I said, the psychic vision, the knowing it before it actually happens in that way. A medium is somebody that will connect with spirit. So those that have passed over. My favorite saying is, I talk to dead people. And quite often people will sort of look at you and go, what? Sort of thing, then they realize what I mean. So then you have your clairvoyance, which is also the prediction, the guidance, the clear seeing into the future side of it. And then you have your tarot cards and stuff. While we're on that, let me talk on that, because I did a radio interview on Friday night with Daddy Rock from Community Radio 88.9. So Johnny, Daddy Rock, if you're listening in, a big hi to you, and encourage people to go over and listen to your shows on a Friday night between 8 and 9 p.m. Adelaide time. So he asked me some questions around the differences and stuff like that, and all the different what I call tools are that are out there that we can use, and the cards, so to speak. And you will see me use the cards if you ask for a card. This is a deck that myself and the lovely Deb Gilmore put together and had published. So if you would like to get yourself a deck of these, we are expecting delivery in the next couple of weeks of new cards. I think we've only got a half a dozen or 4 decks left or something like that on hand for online orders. But like, we've got a couple thousand coming any day. They shall hit at shores. So do check out our website, innersoulguidance.com. .au is the website for there. But like I said, these things are what I call tools, okay? And what I mean by that, and I don't mean any disrespect by anybody that does read using, whether it's cards or it's runes or pendulums or whatever it is that you use to read. Some people will read crystals. Some people will do psychometry, where they hold on to an item and we'll pick up information off of that item, because everything stores energy, holds energy, the energy imprint. So there's also like card readers. That is somebody that can, let me get it out, go and memorize book start to finish and what every card means. And like, believe me, this is the book. It helps if I use the right hand. There is a lot of information in there to memorize and to hold. So they are what I call a card reader or a tarot reader. Then we also have our intuitive readers. So an intuitive reader is somebody that won't look at the book. And I encourage my students, put the book back in the box. Leave it in there. Don't open it. Like, I never open my books. I've only opened that book to show people up and to look at what we actually created, and to actually look at the card and what it comes up. Like, our cards will have a little short, brief sort of saying on it, and others do. Some will be just pictures and different stuff from other artists and whatnot. I'm just looking over here if there's a good deck that I can grab close to me. And this is the Leonard's cards, and their cards just have a picture and a number, and down in the bottom corner it has a card sort of thing, like a playing card. So they are very like another version of cards. So you can, an intuitive reader is somebody that will be drawn to something that, and let me put the card up the right way, that is on that card. So you might be drawn to the 9, or you might be drawn down in this bottom corner with the what is it? It's a Queen of Spades I think that is. Or it could be the letter, it could be the flower itself, it could be the clouds. You just don't know what you're drawn to for that person. So an intuitive card reader will not memorize the book. They will look at that card and tell you what that card means for that person they're reading for. And it may mean that they've got to put a couple of cards together, even to form, that was upside down, to form the story, so to speak, in that way. So if you're having a reading with somebody, look at what they do, look at what you're drawn to. To me, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. As I said, a card reader that has memorized the book isn't using their intuition. They're not using the gift, so to speak. They're just using the tool. And I call them tools. I used to find that when I started out at expos and stuff like that, people would like to see the pictures. They could see what they were looking at, and meant more to them than what it did for actually me just telling them. So, excuse me, some people do want to see that physical form, and that's okay. So there's a and I had no intention of going off in that direction with that tonight, but that is basically just a bit of a summary of differences between some readers. A palm reader will read the lines on your hands. And maybe I'll get somebody on one day to explain that. But to where the line goes, how far it goes, and the alignment of the fingers and different stuff, and the shapes of your fingers are a big part of the readings as well. So, yeah, so that's where I'm at, with all that. Like I said, Spirit just took that off in a whole different direction. So let me know if that gave you a bit more clarity in the comments. But for some reason, Spirit did bring that up. So Ashley, as I was saying, that's, your sister's getting those psychic readings before it actually happens. So I love it. Rebecca said, I would love some guidance. Well, let's come back to those. Hey, Rebecca. And Sue is here. Hey, Sue. How you going, honey? And Tanya is here. Hey, honey. Hey, gorgeous Nat. How you going? I hope you're doing well. And the family. Actually, just as any messages from my sister, we will come back to those very shortly. I just want to say hello. Um, Rachel, Leanne, do you know what it means if out of the corner of your eye you see a streak? 21 saw of what looks like water of silver streak that shot down from above. I was inside and moved aside as a reaction to streaks, one after the other. That's actually really interesting, honey, because I've been getting a little bit of that lately in my right eye, right in the corner, sort of thing. And sometimes for me, rather than being a streak, it's like an orb type of thing. And it can happen while I've had my eyes closed. It happens in the daylight, not just in the night, sort of thing, in that way. And I have noticed that's something that becomes more intense lately. So it comes and it goes. I do feel like it is very much based on spirit. And it's kind of like what they call the veil, the curtain between this world and the next has become thinner. So spirit does become a lot more um clearer in that way, sort of thing. Like they will communicate a lot more easier in that sense. So take note of what it is that's like when it catches your attention. What does it mean to you in that way, sort of thing? So, and I always say, sorry, I got noises going on here in the background. But I also say look at where your mind goes first up, sort of thing. So take notice of that. All right. So thanks for asking. That's a really good question, honey. Hey, gotcha, Steve. How you going? Jeanette is here. Hey, Jeanette. Um, we will come back to questions shortly. We also have the lovely Debbie. Hey, honey. How you going? Ashley, I was very spiritual. So, honey, what changed that for you? What is it that has taken your focus away from that? Because usually things happen in our lives, or we start to question things in that sense. So just take note of what is coming up, what is blocking that. We all have it. We're all very intuitive, and sometimes it's just events in our life that block it. It could be our belief systems, we do suffer some trauma sometimes that can stop us from seeing those signs and whatnot. So do take note with that. Now, I got yes to the rental. Didn't read the rest, but love a card. The accountant, wrong figures. Oh, so it's delayed things even more. And should I go and get the rental at Mofflewell? I heard yes to the rental, honey, when I seen the rental. Okay. Hey, gorgeous Roz. How are you, honey? I had you on my mind today. We need to catch up for a coffee date. It's been a long time. Face blue smiling. Okay. Oh, you're over on YouTube. Oh, of course you are. I've got the arrow there. Steve would love a card. Yep, we'll certainly come back to star cards, everybody. And Roz is just letting us know that she's monitoring there in the background. Rachel's saying hi. So is Ashley. Hey, Roz. Tanya's here as well, honey. I do hear a yes to Queensland with that. Okay. Kim, hey, honey, have put unit up for sale again. Will it sell this time? I do feel yes, but I also get look at the order of the numbers. Okay. I feel like you need to have an 8 in the numbers. So maybe even two eights in that sense. So whether it's 880 or something like that on the end, look where you can put 8 in it. Diane is also saying hi to Roz. Tracy, hey honey, how you going? I'm doing well. The family's doing well as far as I haven't had any complaining lately. So, hey, Rebecca, that was daylight. Yeah, yeah, it happens a lot to me lately in the daylight, and it is something new. I actually started thinking, oh my God, is there something wrong with my eye? Sort of thing in that sense. But when I sort of sat and I tuned into it, I was very much told it was spirit and the way that they were connecting at the moment. So, Roz, do you get that? Where you get that light out of the corner of your eye? It might be like for Rachel, it was couple of shooting white lines. For me, I get like it looks like an orb occasionally in that way. Hi, everyone. Here in my time space, I'm keeping yeah. So just a reminder, guys, if you do get somebody reaching out to you, asking you to, friend request them or DM them or communicate with them for a free reading, they are spam. So please do not do that, because quite often people get taken for a ride when they start clicking on links and putting their card details and stuff into these things that these people are offering. So please do be very much aware of that. Ashley says, my sister was very spiritual, and since she passed, I feel more connected, more in tune. Yeah, honey, why would I want to twirl my hair with her? Because as I went to read your question, I found myself going to twirl my hair, which is not something I normally do. So I don't know if that's something she plays in your hair or something she used to do, but all of a sudden I just got the twisting of the hair. Okay. Does any of my loved ones, I will come back to you with these, honey. Rosa's saying hi. Rachel says, thanks, Leanne. No one else saw it, just me. They saw me move aside and looked on the ground. Interesting. And again, thank you for your knowledge. It's very welcome, honey. It's my pleasure to share, and thank you for sharing. And it's funny because I will do things at times with spirit, like lately, as much as I have my boundaries set around my bedroom. At night time, they can stand at the door, they wait until the sun comes up, they can communicate with me. I have been noticing that they are connecting to me a lot lately like my sleep at night. They're waking me up. And actually, I'm going to share this because I haven't shared this with anybody. I half expected I was going to have a conversation about a week or so ago with my husband, because I think I woke him up talking to spirit that night, and he didn't actually say anything, so he may have learnt just to switch off and go, "Oh, yeah, she's talking to him again." Usually when I talk to him, through my thought process and communicate that way. I don't normally do it out loud, but I am noticing a bit lately that I am waking up speaking to spirit. I'm waking myself up actually having those conversations, and this night was really weird, and I think it might have been on Saturday night it happened, 'cause if I remember correctly, I'd said to mum the next day when we went out that I was tired because, people kept waking me up, and my husband goes, "Well, it wasn't me," and I went, "No, it wasn't you, it was them," sort of thing. I had a energy come to me that was already passed over, and it was like she was asking me to help somebody else cross over that was about to pass. Now, and I do feel like it was an older lady that was about to take her last breath and pass, but I'm not sure why I was chosen to be asked to help this energy pass over this beautiful soul. And in the process of it, for some reason, I woke myself up from it the communication. I became more alert to the communication. Say I was gonna say it's like a dream, but it was not a dream. I've got to learn over the years what is actually communication with spirit and what is dream, even though they can seem very similar at times. It was like I was woken up with a communication of taking the action to push the button to open up the other side. And as I pushed the button, I remember seeing the light, which I have done work in the past in part crossing souls over that have been stuck, whether, they've been connected to the house, the building, the family, or, they're searching for something. Occasionally, a soul will get stuck in that way, or they're not quite ready to go because they feel there's something that's keeping them more, what I call earthbound, in that way. So it was like I pushed the button. When I help them cross over, I don't see the light. That's where I was going with that. Sorry. So spirit's going a million miles an hour in my head at the moment. So when I go to help a loved one pass over that's stuck, or a soul that may come to me wanting that help, I don't see the light when I do that. I feel the warmth of the light, knowing that it's there, but I don't actually see the light. Okay. And in this whatever communication, whatever you want to call it, Saturday night, it was like I was told to push the button to let her through. But when I pushed the button, I seen the light. And for some reason, I jolted and I took my hand off the button. I don't know if the light scared me or what it was, but I remember feeling like I had got this energy stuck, if that makes sense, like stuck in between the two, in that way. And I actually felt like I was taking this energy on myself. So I remember sitting up on my bed and doing some healing around that, and trying to move that energy around, like through in that sense. But I remember then laying down and I thought, if I just close my eyes and I rest, it's going to be okay. And I'm doing that. I must have dozed off, but wake up feeling very exhausted in the morning from it. So it does seem like at the moment, spirit is a lot more heightened in the way they're coming through, the way they're connecting with us. Usually, my bedroom is out of bounds until the sun comes up, and then they can communicate with me. It's just something that I have set up over the years, and usually it works. If they do need my attention, usually I know it's important. I've got to pay notice, sort of thing. But it does seem to be a bit more lately in that way. Hey, Kelja. Sorry if I've said that wrong. Hey, Cheryl. How you going? Hey, Kerry. Um, Celine? Hey, honey. Sorry, that was a bit slow coming off the tongue. Does Spirit have a message tonight for me, Leanne? Lots been going on for the past few years. Yeah, I'm actually going to run with that one at the moment because I just feel that you need to step back out of the energy. You need to refocus at the moment. Ground yourself. Stop and take a breath. So by stepping out of the energy is going to give you a little bit more clarity. but that need to take a breath and just refocus yourself. Bring the focus back to you as well, honey, because I just get the reference to you're very good at focusing on everybody else and not nurturing your own needs, your own wants, passions, desires type of thing. And they've got me playing with my rings. So I also get the reference to look at the relationship at the moment as well. So take time, sit with that, take a breath, clear your mind, and trust what comes in. Okay. Hey, Terry. Pardon me. How you going, honey? Um, What's the suggestion for you, honey? I know you're asking a different question with that. School will be fine, is the reference I get. Okay. I just feel like you're holding on to a lot of stress or taking a lot of pressure at the moment. Listen to your body because I just get the symptoms are being put there at the moment. So to me, the indigestion is what in the way that you're holding on to that energy. Okay. Hey, Carrie, how you going? Steve just says, "Oh, you get the light all the time." There we go, Rachel. So it's not just you and I noticing it. Steve is as well. Thank you, Steve, for sharing. Often, yeah, Roz is too. Beautiful. There we go. We're not losing our marbles, so to speak. I shouldn't use that term. I used it with Daddy Rock the other night. He sort of looked at me and I'm like, well, some people do think that they are losing their mind when their intuition opens up or spirit, the information comes through. All right. So I'm just going to say a big shout out to everybody that is there. There's still a lot of people coming in to say hello. So hi, and I will come back in a moment. We do have Anna in the green room. So I'm just going to bring her up and see if we can get her on the screen. Ah, there we go. Hey, hun, how you going?
Good, that's a terrible picture. I look terrible.
Don't worry, you look
I've got to
fine.
try and hide now. Oh, just thank you very much for everything. And I haven't spoken to you for a while, but I was just wondering
Yeah.
what the gossip is for me and if
The
you can
gossip.
see anything coming up.
Okay. All right. First of all, I got look at the health sort of thing. So would I be right in saying that's something that's been on your mind a little bit lately?
I've had mother and a mother-in-law not well.
Okay. I also feel like you carry that energy yourself though, in that way. So would I be right in saying you're sort of feeling it within your own body a little bit? So you may find that with her going through what she's going through with her health issues, that you're feeling a little bit more tired, run down, exhausted, like you're carrying that energy of hers.
I am exhausted because I changed jobs. I'm in a new job at the moment and I'm also studying full-time and
Yep.
looking after my mum who's 91 and my
Yep.
mother-in-law who's in her 80s. So
Yep. Okay.
a lot on
So
my
where did
plate.
yeah, I was gonna say, where do you get time to just stop, take a breath? Because I get that's really important at the moment because I do feel that you're feeling it a bit in that sense. Okay. I do feel that you're gonna put more on your plate too coming up, sort of thing. So taking on more rather than delegating it. Spirit's just making reference to just listen to your body, rest when it's telling you to rest. I'm not getting warning bells around your health at all in that sense, but I do feel when it comes to your mother-in-law, there's going to be more setbacks before things start to ease off in that way. Okay. So I just get the reference to be careful not to take it on yourself. So you can still be there, help her, help do what you need to do, but protect your energy. So I usually say to my clients, see yourself in a bubble in your mind. So you've got
Mm.
that protective shield around you. You're there doing what you need to do, but you just don't need to carry that energy at the moment as well with that. Okay. The study is going to change a little bit, is the reference I get. So, what is it that you want to add to your studies? Because I want to put more on you.
Well, I just finished completing my degree on, you can't remember, isn't it? Psychological science and sociology.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, so, and now I'm just over halfway in my psychology degree.
Okay. So, my feeling is you're going to add something else into that psychology degree, sort of thing, taking it to another level again. So, I just get the reference to you will handle this fine, but it's just putting more on the load, sort of thing. You enjoy the study, you're like a sponge, you absorb it, sort of thing, and you will keep that focus on the study for a bit longer yet, is the reference I get with that, okay? But I do feel that it's really important just to stop, take a breath every now and then, recharge the batteries. I feel like I need to put you out in the sunlight sort of thing, so whether sitting out in the sun just sort of recharges your batteries. I know it doesn't with me, but just being out with Mother Earth, nature, fresh air, the sunlight, I just get it's about recharging those batteries at the moment with that, okay? Who else can step in and help around the mother-in-law's health at the moment? I feel like the
She's,
load needs to be shared.
yeah, there is. I do have two sister-in-laws, like they're her daughters, that do step in and help. One of my sister-in-laws is going through a bit of a trial at the moment with her health,
Yep.
but there's my husband as well.
Yep. Okay. Because I
So,
just feel like you're trying to do as much as you can. It's that feeling of sharing the load a bit more, sort of thing. So I want to say, when like I said before, listen to your body. When you feel tired, delegate some of that stuff, sort of thing, and then reach out, take that. I just keep hearing, take 5 minutes for you in that way. And when you do, you're going to feel much better, but also have a clearer picture of what you need to do and what's going on in that way. Okay.
and what about my new job? Where do you see that taking me?
Okay. I I feel you're going to get bored with it, to be honest. Okay. So would I be right in saying you like to push your boundaries?
I like to keep busy, yeah.
Yeah, okay. My feeling is this new job, you're going to get to a point where you feel like you can't achieve it more, in that sense. And it's that feeling you're going to want more. So I get the feeling you will start looking for something else that's going to give you that demand to stay focused and push forward with that. Okay. So it's only a matter of time until you get bored at this level that you're going to want more. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say probably no more than about 6 months, and it's that feeling like you'll be wanting to move into something that achieves more, is the reference I get. Okay. All right. Fun times.
Although the plan is to keep working until I get my degree. So
Yeah, you will. You
mm,
will. You'll make it happen. So it's got a very good feel to it. But also, just going back to the health side of the stuff, was it your mum or your mother-in-law that was misdiagnosed or didn't get the clear diagnosis?
I'm not sure at the moment. I think my mother-in-law's just had another issue and she's off to the doctors tomorrow to get more testing
Okay.
done.
All right.
So
I want to
because
say
of that.
trust your intuition when they come back, because I feel like something's not going to quite sit right, like something doesn't seem right to what they're saying. I just feel like there's this missed diagnosis, or something isn't quite on par with what they're saying. Okay,
Mm.
so it may mean just pushing further, doing more tests, ask the questions, is the reference I
She's
get.
off to the doctors tomorrow, and I said, ask for absolutely every single test you can think of, and
Yeah.
don't take no for an answer.
I really feel like somebody needs to start going with her, sort of thing, in that
Mm.
sense. So, because I feel like it's starting to become overwhelmed with her, the tiredness, sort of thing. So to me, it's that feeling she'll walk out and go, "Oh, I didn't ask this, or I should have asked that." I just sort of feel like she needs that second pair of ears there, and with her that will also think of the questions that she wouldn't think of in that moment.
I might
Okay.
get her sister to go in with her when she goes in because she's very forthright and adamant
Yep.
on getting answers. And I think that might suit that one.
Yeah, definitely, because I get the reference to you need to push because something's just not sitting right with the diagnosis type of thing. So to me, it's the feeling like the doctor will just hear, I want to say, a couple of symptoms and go, oh, that's such and such, without actually looking properly or diving deeper into it. I
Mm-hmm.
just feel the proper testing needs to be done, and they need to look a little bit further outside the box, so to speak.
Cool.
All right.
Yep. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay, honey. Well, you're very welcome. It's good to see you, and I wish you all the best with all your studies. You go, girl.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's my book on
I
my
love
table.
I love it. I keep thinking I want to do some studying, and I'm like, do I want to go down that pathway?
Yeah, don't.
No.
No, all right. Thank you. And thank you so
You're
much for
welcome,
everything.
honey. You're welcome. Take care. Bye for now.
See ya.
Bye. Oh, lovely energy. All right. Okay. Hopefully, I didn't just knock her out of the waiting room. If I did, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. So, Steve's got some advice with sleeping with black obsidian. Um, keep those boundaries in place. Yeah, that's a good idea. I always say to people, put them on your front door, each side where people walk through that energy, sort of thing, because it clears a lot of that energy out and that negative stuff and that as well. Actually, probably have some Blaxidium here on my desk. So, Julie is, hi, Leanne, just wondering if you have anything from my husband. He passed at 55 years. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry, I keep hearing sorry for your loss. All right. So let me get that out before I start with that. Okay. I keep feeling like I'm looking at health issues with him. So whether it was cancer or something that spread through the blood, the body, I just get the reference to it's that feeling like it was dragged out in that way. Things moved rather quickly, but I do feel that he had had some health issues for quite a while in that sense. So I do have the hand on the heart, which is my sign for love and pride. I also feel that he whispers in your ear at times. So I want to say at times you might get that tickle, or you feel like you got to sort of tuck your hair behind your ear. It's that feeling of him whispering in your ear in that way. So I do feel he lets you know regularly that he is around. I get the feeling he wasn't able to communicate right at the end because he's making me feel like I wish I had more time to say a lot more. But with his energy, I also feel like I'm talking really quickly as well with that. All right. So please know there's a lot of love that comes through, and he is very much around you. And he says he knows you feel his energy. You speak to him, he hears you. Okay. So thank you, Julie. That gave me goosebumps. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Okay. Rachel, have seen you help in spirit. Yes, you have. I was at your house. That's right. Seen you cross over. I know why she asked you your incredible kindness and frightened to a frightened I can't even get my words out now. A beautiful thing to witness. Thank you, honey. I appreciate your kind words. Ashley, the day after my sister was murdered, I kept seeing a black figure in the corner of my eye, made me turn to look. When I found out she was gone, I knew it was her final visiting my new place before she crossed over. She had to check it out, check in on me. I'm here. Check in on me. I'm her baby sister. She always protects me and she always will, is the reference I had with that. That was very strong connection, honey, with that. All right, so I love it. And sometimes they will come through as that little bit darker energy, but it may have been what she needed to do, honey, to get your attention. When I had a student come to me years ago, and she couldn't understand why she kept seeing spirit as dark figures. And when we sat down and we broke it down for her, basically what was happening is that she was picking up on the way she felt. She had a lot of anger, grief. Well, I think her grief had turned to anger more so is probably the better way of putting it. And where her mindset was, is why she's seen it in that darker sort of figures. But when she went through the healing of what had happened in her life and found peace in that, all of a sudden she started seeing spirits more in a white, fluffier sort of energy in that way. So I want to say, if you do see spirit in a darker energy, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are a bad energy in that way. It may be where your headspace is, your energy is sitting at that time in that way. So obviously with Ashley, I feel that her sister needed to get her attention. and she definitely got it, and I feel she still gets it. Okay. Hey, Lynn, how you going? Kim says, oh, okay, 8 or 2 eights. 688 or 680 on the 8th of the 8th. Can't wait. Perfect. I actually want to go 688, honey, with that. So look at that side of the so cool. I have two Jennies here in the background. So Jenny, if you want to come up on camera, honey, I can't see you. I've just got you in the green room at the moment, so I presume you can hear me. Okay, Carrie Ann. Okay, you can have a card, honey. I'm sitting here and I'm playing with them. We just lost Jen in the green room. Okay, so I'm guessing Jen's having some technical issues. Okay. All right, so honey, the inkwell is the card that has come up for you, and it's very much look at the contracts you're signing at the moment. Go into detail. Be careful of what you're agreeing to at the moment. Now, this could be signing a financial contract, or it could be more so about even an agreement that you're making with yourself or somebody else. Just make sure that you have that clear clarity of what it is you're signing. You've gone into all the fine detail, and you can stick with what you are doing if you're making an agreement with yourself. All right, so all the best there. And Lee, hey Lee, you can have a card. I love your hearts on your profile picture there. All right. Okay, so the card that jumped out for you, honey, is the Camilla. Camilla. I can never say this right. Camilla, mellow. Ugh. English. My English is not very good tonight, so please do excuse me. All right, the Gemello is being seen, enjoy life. There's no need to hide it in the shadows. So look at what is going on in your life at the moment. Look at where you need to actually take a step forward, be seen, be heard. Don't sit in the background and just fade into like, that shadow, that background in that way. Because I get what you've got to offer at the moment really needs to be seen and heard. All right. So it's time to step forward, time to make an imprint, be noticed type of thing. Okay. Terry, rebullying. Okay, that is a hard one being school. I actually feel that it's something you need to stay on top of and don't just let it go. All right. So contact the school, talk to a counselor, make sure your child's voice is being heard, your daughter's voice is being heard is the reference I'm going with that. Okay. Not something just to push to the side at the moment. Okay. It will work out okay, but it's going to be a little bit of a journey as a reference. Hey, Joanne, how you going, honey? Chloe, any messages? Okay, certainly, honey. Who's got the birthday coming up or literally just been? Because Spirit's just making reference to the need to acknowledge the birthday, the celebration. All right. Breathe. So it's time to take a breath, honey. Release what no longer serves a purpose. But I also feel for you, honey, it's about stopping. Be in the moment, clear your mind, take that breath. All right. And when you do that, find that inner energy and that balance that will come through. Okay. So wishing you all the best. All right. Hey, Kerry. It was lovely to see you guys on the weekend. I hope you're having a lovely week. All right. Rachel's just saying, thanks, Roz. It was the first time for me, and I did feel it was spirit, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. All right. Hey, Jen. Hey, Michaela. Hey, gorgeous. How are you going? All right. So, thanks, Leanne. Yes. Grounding as much as I can and looking after myself. Definitely a focus to do less for others. Good. I actually feel like I needed to stamp my foot around that, honey. Thanks, ring and relationship comment. You are very welcome. So look at how that sits. Trust your intuition with that at the moment. Okay. All right. Thanks for the feedback, honey. Okay. I love studying and taking classes. I know, Rose, you're going to do it. to the day you die is the reference I get. So I'm okay once I get started. It's just getting started. All right. Let's bring the lovely Jen up and say hello to Jen. Hey, honey, how you going?
Good. I'm hoping you can tell me what's wrong with my camera on my laptop.
It's called technology. It's not
It
working.
looks like it should be working, but it's just not working. I don't understand why. I don't know. Keep poking at it. Doesn't
It's
work.
not helping. No. I actually feel like I'm more drawn to downloading a driver. So whether it has its own driver, I'm not tech savvy at all, but all of a sudden I just feel like something needs a reboot with that sort of side of
Right.
it. I was just getting a little camera symbol come up on my end and a grey screen sort of
Yeah,
on my
that's what
end.
I saw as well, and I was hoping that something might make it work because I've tried to anyway. Doesn't matter. It's not working. It's not working.
That's where I sit there and I go slap, slap, slap. Did that help? Nope. Slam it.
Oh dear.
I'm always like, if I can't fix it, I'll unplug it and then plug it back in. And then if it
I've
doesn't
tried
work,
that
I'll
too.
bang it.
I've turned it off. I've turned it back on again. I thought that might do the trick, but
Not
no.
tonight. So I think we are in a few retrogrades at the moment, but I don't remember Mercury being one of them. Mercury is usually around technologies, like technology and communications.
Yeah.
So I wish you
Mm.
luck with that when it comes to electrical stuff at the moment. I've had a 75-inch TV go kaput. So
Oh.
that you can't buy spare parts to fix. So it's like, yeah,
Mm.
great. So it sits there with this
Ah.
little TV in front of it at the moment. So I'm not
Oh
touching
dear.
technology if I can help it. And how are you
Um,
going? Getting more,
Good. This
getting
is
around a bit more?
later than I usually. I haven't caught you the past few weeks because I've been in bed. Like I'm just tired. I
I
think
don't
it's
blame you.
winter. I think I'm hibernating for winter. As soon as it gets dark, I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, it's bedtime. People say to me, it's 6:30, mate. Like, calm down.
I'm like that in the mornings. It's like it could be 10 11 o'clock and I'm getting out of bed in the morning, but I'll be up until like midnight, 1 o'clock sort
Yeah.
of thing at night. So yes, we've had a few people knocking at the front doors with parcels being delivered and different stuff lately, and I'm starting to lose my shit when I got to get out of bed to open the door, and it's all for my husband.
Oh dear.
So I've
Uh,
warned him I am not
you
answering the door before 10 a.m.
you need to get one of those ring camera things so you can just say, just leave it at the door.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. We have one, but for some reason, when I bought my new phone, it didn't transfer over. So it's something I need to fix up. It's on my youngest daughter's phone, so I should get her to do it. Just leave it at the door. So,
Oh,
yeah, beautiful. Did you have a question you'd like to ask?
do I want to ask it? Do I not want to ask it? Because I feel like you're gonna just tell me no matter what I ask, just go with the flow.
Yes, the funny thing is now I've got a tickle to the nose around that. I got told to split the deck when you were saying that, and the rooster came out. So be aware of the egos at play at the moment, sort of thing. So take charge, but also going with the flow. The next card out is the turtle.
So what does the rooster mean?
The rooster is very much about taking charge. Just be careful of the egos at play around you at the moment. So look at sort of those around you, how they're very much coming from the head space, the thinking space, rather than the heart. So where would that energy be stirring around you at the moment?
Mm, yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, it's to do with one particular person.
Yeah. Yep.
Initials aren't really TM, but they are TM.
Yeah.
Or, well,
Yeah. So what would be the ego there for him?
well, the same as my ego. I suspect that, we both like being chased. We don't like chasing.
Take it slow. Be patient.
So in other words, do nothing. Okay,
It
great.
says endurance, persistence, and perception will keep you steady on your path. Find a
Yeah,
slower and steadier pace.
That sounds like another way of saying be patient.
Yes.
Not a thing I'm very good at.
Yes, me either. And actually, that's something I can talk about in a moment because I'm finding there's a lot of older energies coming up around the patients at the moment. So look at
That's
how that's
okay.
triggering.
That's okay
That's
because
it.
it tells me what I should. Look, I had a question and it answered it. Both of them did. Like, so I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just like you needed that reminder. It's there. The rings is the next card. They're coming together.
Oh, yeah, but you need another card to say when.
Would you like that? Okay. Next, we have the lion. So find your voice, your raw inner power.
No, but that doesn't fit with the others.
No, it says offer strength for overcoming those hurdles.
Oh dear. Well, we'll see what happens. Look,
Yes.
in the immediate future, I didn't have any overwhelming
No.
urges.
That's it. My
Just
feeling is somebody is going to have to back off a little bit, give in that sense, sort of thing. So I just
yeah,
feel two
because we're at
very
a
headstrong
stalemate.
people. Yeah, that's the thing. Too much alike. That's the biggest hurdle. So draw on that inner strength to get you over that hurdle. Oh no, now I'm getting images. Now we don't need that.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm getting the message. Do nothing.
Yeah. Unless you're willing to open up, speak up,
I
do the
already did that.
chasing.
I
Yeah.
already did that, and I'm like,
And
nah. I think I'm kind of sick of doing that.
yeah.
You know,
So
I
why
laid it out.
okay, a question for you. So my light's flashing now in front of me. So why is that not enough for him?
I don't know.
Why does he
Ask
need
him.
more?
Don't know.
Give him my number and I'll talk to him for you. I'll sort him out.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, the logical response, but I think it's a bit of a BS response, is, he's busy with work and whatever else. I'm like, dude, we're all busy. If you want to
Exactly.
do something, you make it happen, right?
Yeah, that's a safe place to hide. A
Yeah.
safe place to keep allowing to keep those walls up.
Mm,
And I get the walls
mhm,
are up from the past sort of thing. So to
mm,
me, something, he's gone through, something he can't let go of, something he needs to do work on.
great. Emotionally damaged man. That's right up my alley.
You just need him to do the work and stop being so bloody stubborn so he doesn't
Ugh,
so he
yeah.
realizes what he's been missing out on.
But it's also, I'm like, I don't want a project. Like,
No, that's it. Exactly. Yep.
yeah,
So
yeah.
just
So,
play with got to work with his ego, so to speak, get ahead of it.
yeah, that's really hard because I really, really hate stoking people's ego.
Yeah. That's
Like,
it.
I really hate it.
And then my head goes, do you really want to do that work though?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
shouldn't have
Like,
to.
don't get me wrong, he has achieved some really
Yeah.
impressive things, and look, his ego probably deserves to be stoked more than some other people
Yeah.
that I have in a professional sense, where I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna need to do this.
Yeah.
Because take a step back, he has achieved some very good things, like some quite big things. Um, it's just not how I play though.
Yeah. That's it. You shouldn't have to either. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
He needs to get his finger out of his butt and get moving.
Mm, mm.
So to
Well, look,
speak.
we'll leave it for this week. Let's check in
Yes.
again next time I see you. Next
Okay.
time I'm up at 9 o'clock, which isn't very often these days.
I don't blame you. Don't worry, I'll be sitting on the lounge with a rug over my lap watching TV very shortly. The head will be gone.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
I
Exactly what
love
I'm
it.
doing.
It's beautiful. I actually bought myself a coffee in here today, and that's probably why I'm struggling with my words because I'm not usually a coffee drinker, and this is my second one today.
Yeah, I've been
So,
battling because I'm a little bit hungry, a little bit nibbly, and I'm like, oh, I could make myself a little like quesadilla type thing, just some flatbread with cheese
Oh,
in the
yeah.
middle, which I love. But I'm like, you would also normally be asleep by now. Do you need to be ingesting that when like you know? So
I get you.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna hold off.
My daughter's girlfriend said to me last night, because like Tara was out until wasn't getting home until 11. Rhiannon said, I've been promising her my chocolate self-sourcing pudding for ages. I think I'll make it tonight for when she gets home. Would you like some? And I went, oh yeah, that'd be nice. I'll have some, thank you. Thinking she was going to make it and then reheat it for her at 11 o'clock when she got, I know it came out of the oven at 2 minutes to 11. She went and got Tara and then come back and dished it up, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be eating this, but I need to because I said yes.
Yeah, I would have
Thankfully,
just
it was
gone to
small
bed. I
serve.
was like, dude, like I'll do a lot of things for cake,
Yeah,
especially a self-sourcing pudding. Like I'll do a lot of
and
things.
chocolate.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm like, oh, I think sleep wins
Yeah.
out on
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's probably why
yeah.
I tossed and turned for probably the first hour last night. So then I
All the
crashed
sugar
after
going
that.
through you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So I did
sure.
go to bed closer to 1, but still, that's not enough time.
Oh my
So
goodness, I
it
can't
was
do it anymore.
nice.
I just can't do it
Mm.
anymore. On Saturday night, we had a sort of big night, but I think I went to bed at like 11 or 11:30, so it wasn't even that late.
Yeah.
And woke up at, I don't know, about 7, 8 the next day, and I just felt rubbish the entire day. I don't even think I had that much to drink. And I was just tired the entire day. And then I drove back from Langhorne Creek, so it's about 90 minutes. As soon
Yeah.
as I walked in the door, my old friend Chuck turns up. I'm like, dude, I haven't seen you for a little while. We're like, I've been okay all day. Why are you here?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? So
Oh,
things we do. So that
oh
was a day
gosh.
I felt a bit off as well. It was, yeah, I think it was
I
after
think I
having,
gave myself motion sickness from
yeah.
the drive.
Well, it's a bit windy through some of those bits from Langons
Yeah,
Creek.
yeah, it can be. For the most part, I was on the freeway,
Oh, yeah.
so it
Yeah,
wasn't
Rebecca.
too bad. But I was driving and I was like, I feel a bit ill, but I've
Yeah,
been fine the entire day, tired, but not
yeah,
not sick. And
yeah.
then as soon as I got home at like 5 p.m., I was like, this is a delayed hangover.
Caught up with you. Does that mean we're getting older? When things like
Oh,
that.
100%. 100%. I usually try and
Yeah,
limit myself to 4 drinks a night.
yeah.
Anything beyond that seems like an amazing idea at the 4 drink mark, but it is never a good idea.
Oh, you
No,
do
nothing
well.
good comes of
I'm usually like one drink I drag out for hours.
it. Yeah, but my drinks are like
I
this
feel
big
it.
because I'm drinking whiskey, right? So I
Yeah,
drink it and I'm like, oh,
it's
well,
great.
okay, what else is there? So, yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Oh,
honey. Well, good to
okay.
see you. So be
You
patient.
too.
Jump those hurdles a bit longer. All right. You take care and have a good week. Stay warm.
Okay, thank you. You too. See
You're
ya.
welcome. See you, hun. Bye.
Bye.
Oh goodness. I hate saying be patient. I really do. So happy birthday to Michaela as well, honey. I did put that up on the screen. Steve says my mum came back to thank me for the care I gave her in the final days. I will never forget that experience. It's incredible when they do things like that. For me, it was when my grandfather died. My youngest daughter was, my oldest daughter, I should say, only had one child then, was only 3 months old. And she sat, Jenny's camera is still not working. He woke me up the night before his funeral. I'd gone to bed earlier and we'd had relatives staying because they'd come down for the funeral the next day. And I'd been in bed a couple of hours, I reckon, and he woke me up sitting on the end of the bed saying, look after my little girl, sort of thing. He never called Ebony by her name. It was always my little girl. So it was very touching to have that and to see him in the physical form for that one last time. I had viewed his body earlier that day and said my goodbyes in that sense, but and I love the way spirit does that. So sometimes you can get that sense before somebody's about to pass too. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced that. Kerry Ann, you are very welcome, honey. It's my pleasure. All right. Yes, Karen, I got a yes with that without even answering that. And I get butterflies around you. So whether you have been seeing the butterflies lately, please know that's Mum's energy with you. Okay, Roz is just saying hi, happy birthday to Michaela as well. All right, we have a lot of messages still here. Michaela, you are very welcome, honey. Lauren is here. Hey, Lauren. My eyes are getting tired, getting very unfocused. Okay, Ashley, I did that one, hun. I'm pretty sure. Study heaps, Roz does. Oh, I love it. I love the way she's so passionate and stays focused about that. With her studies in that way. All right, so Rich Grade 2. Okay, thanks, Roz. Does that one play with technology? I'm not too sure. Okay. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Vicky. I'm just going to say hi quickly as well. There's lots. Okay. That is a scammer, so we'll take the hi Vicky back. So guys, just be aware of that one in that way. Hey Kat, how you going, honey? All right, guys, I am Sands here. Hey honey, how you going? I experienced it. Yeah, beautiful. All right. Okay, thank you, lovely Rose. What's that one? Oops, that wasn't the one I clicked on. Crying is about health. Okay. Thanks, Roz, for that. Appreciate that. All right. So what I'm going to do, because I have gone over again, is I'm going to pull a couple of cards as a reading for those that I haven't got to. Let me quickly do this one because I like stories. I'll tell you a story about the day my mum passed and the significance on the 2 p.m. one day. Leanne, okay, I look forward to hearing about that, Steve. I love those sort of stories where people have experienced stuff like that. So, yeah, let me know, Kim. 688. All right, perfect. All right, so cards are jumping out. So, like I said, I'm going. There's another card. Let me get that because that's the card we need. All right, what I was saying, okay, was I'm going to pull a couple of cards and do a reading for those that I haven't read for, that have asked for it. You are actually going to get 3 cards because 3 cards is what has jumped out. So I want you to think about the question that you have asked, or if you've just asked for a card reading like Keza has. These are for you guys. All right, so the spiritual awakening is the first card out, and it's very much about connecting with your higher vibrations, sitting in that energy, that spirit, staying true to your spiritual path and your calling. So many people are being asked to step up into that intuition space, that spiritual alignment, and sit in it. And when you do, watch how things flow. So please be more aware of that. The next one out is, sorry, now spirit's playing with my nose. The next one out is the stag, and it's being observant. It's paying attention to the bigger picture that is going on. So maybe take a step back out of the energy so you can see what the bigger picture is, and know that there's more going on than what meets the eye in that sense. Okay. The third card is take a breath, release what no longer serves a purpose. Okay. When you do that, sit in that inner strength, that inner energy, that balance within you. Okay. Which is very much important in that spiritual alignment. So these go great together at the moment. The spiritual, I'll be aware of your spiritual awakening, the awareness. Just look at the bigger picture of what is going on around you at the moment, not what just meets the eye, and do the breath work, release what no longer serves purpose. When we do that, we are making room for what is to come. All right. So that's my guidance for this week for those that I haven't got to. All right, beautiful souls. So, if you want to book a reading with me, whether it's through Zoom or over the phone, email readings, please do go to leannewinston.com and go into my services, and you will find my link there. I think I've still got 1 or 2 appointments left for this Friday. Thank you, Rebecca. I love the heart. Okay. Hey, Tony, you are very welcome. Karen, you are very welcome as well. And the lovely Roz has put my website up there. So do go there, make a booking. Like I said, I do have some time on Friday this week or next week is open as well, because you're very welcome. Louisa, if you're catching the replay, honey, sending lots of love and healing out to you and wishing you a speedy recovery. Hopefully you are looking after yourself at the moment. All right, Michaela, thank you, gorgeous. Yeah, I still got my half a cup here. I must drink. It's probably cold now, but that's okay. And Steve, thank you for your kind words. All right, gorgeous souls, do I want to go there? All right, if you want to hang around for another moment, what spirit was drawing me to when I was talking to Jen, it was very much about the energies that are coming up at the moment as well. So I just really quickly touch on that, and I can always go deeper through the week in another live on that if you guys want me to. I'm noticing there's a lot of old habits coming up. So things are coming up to trigger old habits coming in. So the quick Oh, you got music playing there. The quick reaction to things, the in heightened responses and stuff like that. So I want to say, look at what's going on at the moment. Look at the way the old structures, the old ways and stuff are coming back at the moment, and you may be finding yourself going back into those old habits. Just stop, take a breath. Think about how you're going to react before you do. I know for myself this week, a couple of things have come up and I've gone into that pissed off mode very quickly, which I have done a lot of work on that and let go of that energy, but it does seem to be coming up as well again. So just this energy will pass. Stay true to yourself and stay in that heart space. And when you do that, you're going to find that alignment will flow much better. All right, beautiful souls, I will leave you with that. Like I said, I can certainly go into that in a lot more depth, and I may do that as a random live this week as well, in that sense. So Steve is just saying, read Shed by Jet. Oh, beautiful book. Perfect. All right, any chance this happens, your stuff. Perfect. Thank you, Steve. I'll have to check that one out. All right, gorgeous souls, take care, nurture yourselves, much love, and big hugs all round. Bye for now.